Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome, welcome. We're here for you. This is the remainder of the reading for the full moon Aquarius that we're edging up into around August. I said October, and October has been coming through for a number of signs now, but specifically August 2nd, and so the moon cycle in and of itself does tend to culminate in a 6-month cycle period in addition to this a year-long period, and really energy is fluid. We can't really say that, let's say, okay, what comes through in the full moon Aquarius is not to be recovered. I'm here as well to be also reviewed at a later time. You might find that energies that we read on a year ago really resonate here for you so-called today. So take it as you will. Feel free to also reconnect with this reading at a later time if you do feel guided, however you feel guided. But specifically, there could be something here that comes through in August that you're aware of, sort of getting ready to address down the line. And I'm hearing Libra here, and I want to get into the Libra read. First, we're going to go through each of the signs. It was Aries, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Capricorn, in the last reading, which is available on the playlist on the channel. But everyone has an Aquarius as well. Everyone has every archetype. So, feel free to watch the signs that you do feel guided towards. Now, in addition, though, what comes through here around August might really be as it maybe felt like brought back around the mountain in a certain way in October. So we'll jump into it though. There could be a number of steps and stages to say in this way, a number of steps and stages to what it is that you might be also planning. I'm hearing that, and I was meditating the energy, and I was focusing on Libra specifically, and I was getting that real strongly. So let's jump into it here. Dear Libra, thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in. Feel free, right before we jump into it, to click the little gear at the base of the reading. There's a little slider. If it's going by a little too quickly, just note we are channeling, so the channeling here, the energy can move kind of quickly here and there at times. Always a matter of interpretation, so take it as you will. If you do feel guided, if you feel that it does go quickly and you like to slow it down, you can do so by clicking the little gear. In addition, what comes through may not be necessarily, we take it proceed different ways, but in addition, Libra, side note, you might want to, one second. Yeah, for a number of you, okay, but let's just jump into it. You're getting really close, and I was getting this feeling like you're, Chariot, right around July. We're going to pull a card for each of the days, Libra, and thank you all so much for connecting here to you and Chariot here. We already did the August readings, and boy, was your reading a powerful one. So if you haven't already seen that, feel free to head over to the playlist on the channel and click Libra, and you'll get routed to that. You can scroll through the list, you'll see August if you feel guided. Of course, thank you, Clyde, for your donation. Now, for a number of you, there's something that you've been planning. You've been really working towards the Hermit. It's required a lot of work, okay, with the Death card, but you're almost there. I'm hearing that specifically. And you have the 27th here, the Chariot, right? This is associated with Cancer energies. Then we see here around the 28th, wow, you got a slew of cards. You've got the Sun of Cups upright, the Lovers in reverse, which wants to be seen in tandem with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. We then have here, it could be associated with the archetype of Gemini. Again, Chariot associated with Cancer. You then got here the Daughter of Pentacles. Remember, this is something you're presenting to a number of people, maybe even. There could be a number of people involved. Devil upright. For a number, you've been really patient with this, and it can be, what we read on can be the energy of someone, let's say, in your midst. Let's say you are a Libra, and there could be something that someone is sort of planning towards, to say in that way, but it could be something you're picking up on. Judgment upright. It's in your environment. Now, the Devil, for a number of you, I'm hearing you've been, really considering this, maybe even over and over and over again, and it's been a matter of your concern. I'm hearing that with the Hermit and the Death card. It's almost like, I know I have this really big event coming, and it's like I feel it coming on the calendar. I'm hearing that as well. And wow, split to the Ace of Pentacles with the Father of Pentacles in reverse. So someone's been waiting here. Oh boy, they've been in the haunches now. Oh yeah, Magician for quite some time. I'm hearing 7 to 8 months to be exact. Father of Pentacles. It's funny because I was shuffling, and then I split, and it was but I split to the Father of Pentacles, and I didn't split it there. I split it once more, and we split to the Ace of Pentacles. That was when we split to the Ace of Pence, and the Magician here mirrors the Father of Pentacles in reverse. So for a number of you, we split to the High Priestess as well. Right there, mirroring the Ace of Pentacles, Magician. For a number of you, you may be dealing with someone who's got a lot of Pisces. High Priestess can speak of Piscean energy, right? Strong, intuitive, it's most intuitive card in the deck. We also have the Magician at the base of this stack, mirroring here the High Priestess. So there's something that maybe for a number of you as well has been really in out. I'm hearing it's been really this mutable, sort of adaptable flux of energy that you've been feeling, picking up on for quite some time now, maybe in relation to a certain space that you feel something will definitely be culminating. Within, you have the Ace of Pentacles yet again. I'm hearing September, October on Friday. I'm hearing that with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, it's funny because, again, split to the Father of Pentacles, I was like, no, we're not splitting there. This is almost as if it's the batoning over of I'm hearing of an industry. I'm hearing that as well with the Ace of Pentacles. The batoning over of an idea, a plan. It's like I'm seeing a number of people on stage, and like, yes, one person maybe intros the I'm hearing the sequence of steps, but ultimately they are to lead to another act. I'm hearing that as well. So maybe for everybody, there's been a little bit of like prep here. I'm hearing an emotional nature. Interesting. Okay, with the Six of Cups, let's clear it. There's something that someone has been preparing for. I'm hearing that yet again. Now, passion on the table. Absolutely. We got the Temperance card as well in reverse. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Now, wow. It's been really, really, really intense is what I'm hearing. And right there we have the Ten of Swords upright. For a number of you, you've been kind of thinking possibly going back and forth. What serves me? What is it that I really want? What is it that I really see coming of this circumstance, of the situation? What is the story really about? Like, if I'm going to be, you know, also I'm here, one second. Learning about something here. You know, what am I going to do with that information even? There'll be a lot of research involved here with the Ten of Swords upright, Ten of Cups here, assimilating. I'm hearing something of a process of assimilation. You got Two of Cups as well. It's very, very, very sentimental for a number of you. Very touchy. Very touchy. Like, I'm seeing somebody even looking through albums and like the pictures, they glow in the dark. I'm hearing that as well. Like maybe there are memories associated with them. It's like, yeah, the type of feeling. It's like you put that book on your I'm hearing on your shoulder. I'm hearing specifically, I can take it as you will. But you place it on the shelf, and and you know, even if you're not reading it, you feel like every time it's just, you feel it there. Like, I don't know what that's about, but you know, something that maybe you felt has been a long time coming to finally sort of also address. So let's get a few more cards out here for you. One second. Remember, you could be dealing with an earth sign down the line. I'm hearing letter M-A. They are dealing with their moment. I'm hearing on their own. The Father of Pentacles, I don't know what that's. Let's clear it. This is something that, yeah, cuts out again of the Father of Pentacles. So yeah, this could even be someone preparing something with someone here. Some of you definitely, especially if you're dealing with a Capricorn. We have the Devil card here, and I almost said the Death card. They could have a lot of Cap and Scorpio in their chart. The Death card is mirroring here the Devil. But I'm hearing for a number, there's also a question of balance. I'm hearing that with the Devil. So maybe for a number, this has been something that you've been managing. It could be your own sort of, you know, whatever this process is. So it leads into the far distant future. I'm hearing that. You lead out with the Sun of Wands. Wow, the Sun for a number of you. Oh my. Let's get into the Taurus reading. There could be further clues there. I'm hearing it also in relation to this particular space. So feel free to watch Taurus if you do feel guided, and everybody has Taurus energy in their chart somewhere. It's just going to be in a different part of your chart, right? So, for example, you could have your be a Sun sign Libra, you have your Venus in Taurus, and that would really suggest that you might be attuned to those energies. Now, it's so weird. I almost feel like I've got a spider web on my elbow. What in the world? It's also really bright. So let's just, it's beautiful. I'm hearing bad and bougie as well. What in the world? Okay, so let me just, hold on. Just situating the light show. Carl, are you coming? I'm hearing that. We're waiting for you. I'm hearing that specifically. Yeah, I just have to get the lights. Hold on. I'm hearing that specifically. The light situated. Wow. Oh yeah. Okay. But what is happening? Okay, you guys. I have to show this to you. I have to show this to you. What in the world? It's not even. Okay. It's not even Mercury retrograde anymore, and we're still dealing with this. I'm hearing this specifically. Maybe some cycle has just lived itself through. Now, I kid you not. The little capsule thing that holds these strings together that allows you to pull it, just literally disconnected right here. It just fell right off. And it's like part of it's like on the floor. All right. So it's bizarre what's going on here a little bit, but we are still on Libra technically leading into Taurus. So I'm hearing tummy troubles. I'm having tummy troubles. Maybe somebody's a little nervous. They feel like they're really having a tough time. I'm hearing that again. They're having a really tough time getting also a certain project off the ground. Now, it's weird because I was trying to, like, you know how you turn it to the side to secure it? So it was literally like, no matter which side, it wouldn't secure. So there's something here possibly for a number of you. It's been really hard to manage, really a challenge to manage. And it's been really like, I'm hearing, listen, I don't want to go all, I'm hearing Rudy on you. I'm hearing Rudy, I don't know. I'm hearing, also Red Riding Hood on you. I don't want to get to that one. But listen, for a number of you, this is maybe a negotiation, and it's getting a little tense in there, a little frustrating with the Tower as well. So for a number of you, maybe this is also a matter of just tension. It's building, and you're just like, when's the time? When am I going to break out with it? When am I going to say it? What do we do it? Now, it's so weird. This looks like a tail. And it's so bizarre. This is where it held the 2 strings, and now it's when I first saw this, the feeling I got was like of when you're brushing your hair and like you got a knot that's just way too knotty to handle. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. It's a bad boy. Okay, that's a bad one. I don't want to have to figure that one out. I'm hearing that as well. Like, take it as you will, however, in whatever way. Maybe it's like, okay, there's a certain issue that's really been plaguing me, and I feel like I resist maybe addressing it in a certain way. Now, the Hermit Tower. Now, for a number of you, this is something happening in your environment, possibly, but let's ground it. Someone's got a massive headache. Let's clear that. It's like the feeling I'm getting with that little tail is, for no reason, it's a conversation, whatever. Let's clear it again and ground, clear. Oh, the head, I'm hearing specifically, the third eye and the crown chakra. For a number of you, that feels like a knot that you just do not brush out. So it's almost like, when you don't have enough conditioner and you're brushing, and then the knot just comes right out. Like you don't brush the knot out, the knot comes out. So that's almost the feeling I'm getting. Yeah, and I'm seeing that with the 5 of Swords as well in reverse for a number of you. I don't want to say someone's like giving up on something, but they feel like it's getting to a point of like it's getting overwhelming. 9 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Pentacles upright in a reverse. I'm seeing there's something tiring, but for a number of this is you planning towards something. You're actually planning a trip. It has to do with Tuscany. I'm hearing Valle. I'm hearing Valle. Some of you, you're planning something and it's like, I'm seeing you even like actually physically like preparing something. I'm seeing you on a boat. I'm hearing those all, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, 9 of Cups in reverse. So for a number of you, maybe you're even preparing something and it's like one thing leads to another thing leads to another thing, and I feel like I'm in an orchestra of all of these issues and I don't really understand like how also it's all happening. Like that one leads to that one then. So I don't know. Hold on. 5 Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure here, maybe. For a number of you, you have the Mother of Pentacles. I'm seeing the energy associated with her. Like, anytime she walks in the room, it's like, whoa. Not that I have to avoid her, but like, I need to be aware of where she sets the order in place. I'm hearing that as well. You lead out with the World upright. Now, for a number of you, you're really interested in something. I'm seeing it's super exciting for a number of you. You got something you're planning here. It's a trip. Temperance in reverse. 2 of Wands in reverse. For a number of you, it's you're timing something out. It's related to television. It could be something you're broadcasting, something that you are representing, and it's very exciting. We have the 7 of Swords on the floor, though. So it's like, as much as it is exciting, there is so much work that goes into that, possibly, and it's just possibly very exhausting. But let's begin here, Taurus. I'll put all the cards. You could be dealing with matters of contracts. Well, contracts, I'm hearing that as well on the table here. For a number of you, I'm seeing it. I'm getting a little bit, a little bit. Can we admit it? All right. Every time they walk in the room, oh my goodness. My heart. I'm hearing that. Let's get a card here for each of the days, Taurus. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Welcome to you and your energy field, connecting to your vision. I'm hearing ultimately, and your potential. What it is that you create with. What is it you wish? Let's clear it 1 second. Somebody is they're on the last rung of the ladder. They're like, I can't say this. I'm hearing that. I'm too tired. I can't even like clock in or out anymore. So the one's in reverse. Then in reverse. So in front of you, you're moving stuff. It's physically demanding. It's physically challenging. Like, see, maybe you hired someone, they didn't show up, and like you had to end up doing all of it on your own. You're like, oh my god, how do I paint the scaffold again? What? Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. Someone's looking at even like a bucket of paint. They're looking at the water. They're like, how do I do that? How do I do it again? I have to watch a tutorial, man. All right, strength upright. So it could even be the thing where you're planning some sort of presentation and like last minute, yeah, Mother of Swords. It's kind of like, that maybe whoever is observing the space has a really high standard, and it's just like, it's important. Maybe for the review, this is an audit with the Mother of Swords, and you're like, the hairpins in my hair, where are they? 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. So you petting like a really fluffy dog as well. You're like, you're trying to calm the nerves. Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, you're like fluff, petting now. Petting the fluff on the pet right now. Like trying to really chillo. Chill out. I don't have time to type it all. I'm just gonna emoji you back. Okay, I'm hearing that like specifically. What's going on? Is I nervous? What's that about? Chill, Taurus. It's freaking Aquarius' full moon. You are okay here. Remember, I'm hearing everything's like I'm hearing grad school program, grad school degree. Someone is frantically thinking, what's gonna happen about my program? I'm hearing that. The Mother of Cups. What's gonna happen? No judgment. Okay, this is something very important for a number of you as you feel it. Like, for a number of you, this is the whole movement of a nation moving in a certain direction. You're like, I don't know what to do about where he is at this time and then where she is, like, later at night. For another reason, your children, you're like, they're out late and you're just like, I don't know. You're like, I told you to go and wake up. You're waking up in the middle of the night. You're having nightmares. This is for a number of you. Select number of you. Possibly. There's a little bit of a pandemonium here with the Mother of Cups. Like, nervousness yet again. I'm seeing, like, you know that feeling of night sweats. You wake up all of a sudden. You're like, Thomas, don't go. And it's like Thomas is in his bedroom sleeping. Like, you know, it's like something maybe like that. Or not necessarily. Let's clear it. There's something kind of maybe that you are trying to understand even, and it can be of a spiritual nature where you feel there's so much involved and maybe I'm not seeing it fully. There's a little bit of an element, well, yeah, there's an element of mystery, and that might be part of what makes this space feel uncomfortable. Let's jump into it, Taurus. We're going to pull a card for each of the days. I'm hearing it's the Doctor's Note, and for another I'm hearing it's the Investment. Okay. I'm here, pull up a chair. Here we are, sweetie. I'm hearing that. Okay. I'm hearing, I'm your best friend. Remember? The Hermit. Okay, so there could be some, it might be related to healing. All right, on the 27th, 26th Hermit, something becomes very clear. Someone realizes something. They have an epiphany. I'm hearing pink dust, golden glitter. Somebody, yes, Daughter Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Somebody has this awareness of maybe even aspects of their own ability that becomes just like so obvious. They're like, whoa. And maybe even someone met someone or there's some event here that made very clear something for someone. They were like, I cannot also do this like anymore like that any longer. And maybe it was something that I mean, it had to do with paint. The Daughter Cups can be emotionally based. Yeah, justice right there. So someone, a decision, yep, oh, the world. Okay, let's calm it and clear. Someone felt frantic, frazzled. They're like, I have to get out. I'm hearing that as well with the World and the Hermit. So this can be something though where you realize like maybe what was at play in a certain environment. Thank you, Clyde, for your donation. Something becomes very clear. Plain and simple. Son of Swords. Like, I don't want to say plain and simple because there is still that element of like, so I'm hearing surprise with the Chariot. Let's clear it. Someone's like, well, I'm gonna leave. So it's like this. Suddenly they realize I have to get out of here. But then it's like as they're walking out, they're like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm gonna figure it out. Ace of Pentacles. So there's a sudden shift here. Now 27, 28. Ace of Pentacles. Daughter Cups. There's maybe even some kind of opportunity that's presented, and that is really exciting and also energizing. I'm hearing that with the Ace of Pentacles in terms of the vision space as well. Like, someone starts thinking, it gets them thinking. Ace of Pentacles. Now, 27, 28, 29. And it may be by way of some sort of experience that's very, very stimulating, challenging. Daughter Cups. 27, 28, 29. Chariot. I'm hearing the Chariot. Justice. 30. Okay, on the 1st of August, we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Someone feels like they're not ready for something. It's kind of overwhelming. Wow. But then you got the 2nd with this Ace of Cups. So you have a premonition here. There's something that you feel like, I think I should do that. The good call. I'm hearing that specifically Taurus. Like, I'm hearing Leo here as well. We'll get into that next. I'm hearing Lovely Lady with the Mother of Wands reverse. Like, there's something that maybe you even like had a very clear vision of. This is about the 28th. I'm hearing Scorpio with Scorpio in relation to maybe the party that's related to Scorpio or something that is really important. I'm hearing that as well. Like, Scorpio can speak of the 8th house. It does. It speaks of Pluto energy, Mars. It speaks of transformation, metaphysics. So there's something that you want to even reveal. 3 of Pentacles, 1 second, but it's daunting. Yeah. So it was. Maybe this is a space that you were very clear on, but then it somehow there was a challenge to that, to the concept possibly. And then it was like, okay, you come back to it, but on another timeline. I'm hearing that as well with the Ace of Cups. Like, okay, I didn't maybe take action on it at that point, but now I'm coming back to it. Like, it's something that, 1 second. I was picking up on this energy it was another reading in the last series, either Sag, Scorpio, I'm hearing Pluto, I'm hearing Pluto, could be Scorpio, but there's something that just, it sets you, like, off, I'm hearing as well, a little bit of your saddle with the Magician and the 3 of Cups. Like, let me say it this way. On Monday, you had an idea. Tuesday rolls by. On Wednesday, there's some kind of weird conversation, some weird talk that ensues. Thursday, you're like, maybe I should be thinking about that idea again. I'm hearing Friday, Saturday, you're done. That's it. I'm hearing you've moved on. I'm hearing as well, you're moving. You've made a choice. You've made a decision. and it's a direction actually that you move in with the Wheel of Fortune and the Mother of Pentacles in reverse. And we can say, so to go so far as to say that we're releasing something that makes us feel that we then are moving almost like more quickly in this direction, whatever it is. So for a number, maybe this is you defining what holds you back, feeling like, oh, that drains me. I'm hearing that as well. Mother of Pentacles, like, I don't want to be associated with that space. I'm hearing that as well. Five of Swords and Mother of Pentacles, and got a lot of planets retrograde right around this time. So there are things coming up for review on every spectrum. We've got Saturn retro related to long-term cycles, the Earth itself. But then we have Pluto related to the space of metaphysics, psyche, energetics, spiritual evolution. You got the Two of Cups. So you're making a decision is what I'm hearing, possibly for a number of you. Now, there is something though, let me say it this way. You were clear on something, then some series of events took place. You possibly were waiting. I'm hearing also for something. I'm hearing an answer. Maybe it's divine timing. Absolutely, you felt like, I don't know, I don't know why I'm not moving on it. Maybe you got like so-called distracted, like maybe you were so close to making a decision to move in a certain direction. It was like the final, like, that's it. I'm doing it. And then something like stepped into the room. I'm hearing that like maybe someone came through, like got a phone call, and it's like, it's not like you deliberately put it off, but it was kind of like maybe, to say always divine timing is at play. Now, for a number of you, there is then all of a sudden though, like something, it's like the wave that turns around. The wind not turns around, but it turns itself inside out. I'm hearing this, like, there's always going to be, right, this sort of cyclical storyline. I'm hearing that with the Two of Cups, like, what you start will come back around. I'm hearing that as well. Let's clear it. Yeah, we can say karma, but it's more, I'm seeing it in terms of, like, I set out with this vision, and in some way, I know that even the vision that I emit is relevant. It's not like I'm letting go of it entirely. Now, this could be over the course of, like, 4 years. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you, the Two of Cups. Daughter Cups to me, we're having dreams up all night. I'm hearing I couldn't anymore. Daughter Swords, like, I had to leave. So possibly, let's clear, yeah, Father One's reverse. Yeah, Three Swords reverse. Oh my. Good thing. Yeah, did you also clean out the luggage, like, before you packed your stuff in it? Like, I don't know what that's alluding to, but maybe for whatever, there's some space of association that was, oh gosh, overwhelming, kind of dark. I'm hearing that as well. With, like, heavy. No judgment, right? So many things can be at play ultimately with the Hierophant. I'm seeing that there is a desire to keep an open mind ultimately as well with the Hierophant and the Daughter Wands, but there is a really big shakeup here with the Ace of Swords as well coming through. Six of Swords and the Two of Wands. Now, yeah, but it's ironic because I'm seeing you kind of had, again, you're not coming out of nowhere with this. It's like you kind of maybe having, let's say, even rehearsed or having practiced a certain space. It's like maybe there's a certain class that you're like preparing for. I don't know. It could be like something like that. Now let's clear it. Maybe you were kind of, I'm hearing, I don't know. So maybe there's something that you were kind of distracted with. I'm hearing that as well. Or you felt, well, I need to learn more about that. Or there's some element of the environment that threw you off a little bit in terms of what you felt very, very sure of. Now let's clear at a certain point in time. It could be a vision. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Now, I'm hearing you started with the feeling, then possibly for a number of you Taurus, there was a series of steps, like almost like, let's say, like I'm seeing even a teacher who wanted to present something to their class, and then there's like someone who comes in and like starts talking about another subject. So they're like, okay, well now I got to talk about that. Like, let's clear that. Eight of Pentacles and the Daughter Cups. But then eventually they realize, well, I want to come back to that one concept, Seven of Cups. So it's kind of something like that. You take this like detour feeling. Okay, I'm here, do not disturb. So yeah, there could have been a number of, all right, let's clear it and ground. It got very complicated is what I'm hearing with the Hanged Man ultimately. But then it like kind of, again, it served at the end of the day because it brought you to this point possibly. Everything serves, but it brings you to the point of realizing, well, you know what? I don't really even want that. I'm hearing that like specifically, and that came through in a number of readings. Did we do Cancer yet? Yeah, we did do Cancer. It might have been in the Cancer read. Let's clear that. Yeah, so there's something that maybe you felt also was just throwing you off. It was like, oh, this is just getting also out of hand, and I don't want to be sitting here, just like trying to create more magic in the room when, everyone sort of has also their idea. So, and it's not necessarily a negative thing, right? Maybe there was just this element of, well, I do want this, but I feel like there are factors that may not be fully, ready for me to want it. And if that is the case, then, I don't have to make it work, right? So it's like, it's the same this way as well. Like, I want certain things, but, if my current environment does not, my current environment does not suit that, then I I'm hearing be a sailor and be brave enough to navigate the sea. I'm hearing that as well. The Wheel of Fortune. Is it service okay? Everyone can see all right? I'm hearing peso, Anessa. Pesos. Pesos, pesos. Maybe a focus on grounding, the element of earth, or question of values, you know. The question is like, what am I creating in this particular period of my life, and feeling like, is it all dissolving? Like, is what I'm, maybe it could be related to, you know, what you put your energy and your effort, like, where is it all going? And I'm saying that might be a question, possibly. Okay, now, Chariot in reverse. Yeah, someone's like, wait for me. I'm seeing people were planning a trip together. I'm hearing that with the daughter, Wands of Bright. And then comes in the Chariot in reverse. Someone has like a little bit of a sore throat. I'm hearing Gola. I'm hearing that. Chariot in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse, and the Moon upright. So yeah, something got way too intense for someone. They were like, I'm sorry, it was just too emotional, too much. I'm hearing that with the Devil. No. We cannot be hitting on the Gopher's like door like that. I'm hearing like in every hole we think they're hiding in. The Father of Pentacles, like for a number of you, there's a little bit maybe of tension in the home. Yeah, Mother of Cups. So yeah, well, I'm seeing somebody possibly doesn't want to release completely. Like, it's not a release. It's just possibly it's a little abstract, maybe even. Like, maybe someone's like, look, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I just need to move out of here. I'm hearing that, the Star in reverse. So someone felt something was very challenging. It wasn't really going anywhere. They were putting a lot of money into this space. I'm hearing investment. They were trying to get all the hoops in a row. Let's clear that. And they were trying to throw the ball through all of them at the same time, and like it just wasn't happening possibly. Let's clear it. And that could be perspective, but I'm hearing Maj, M-A-J. It's like the feeling of getting pummeled by waves is the only way I can describe it. Ace of Cups upright, but the Eight of Cups in reverse, and it started to actually wear down on your imagination a little bit. Like maybe a certain series of experiences started to make you feel like, you know what, it's not making me like feel like I'm ready to take on the day, sort of feeling like, so it's time to clear that out. I'm hearing that specifically, if that is the case. Maybe that's what you come to, you're like, look, if reading that type of like book also doesn't do me well, like, and you'll know that very clearly, like based on your energy levels, Taurus, like if let's say every time you do a certain thing, or you drink a certain thing, or you eat a certain thing, like you end up like hacking it up later, I don't know what that's going to, like there's something that is just not good for you right now, maybe. So wherever we find that there is a sort of sense of also pressure, I'm hearing that ultimate, the Hanged Man, we realize that we have a direction that possibly we are to present to ourselves as saying, you know, that's what I want, that's right for me. Now that came through another reading, definitely, certainly did, with the Father of Cups in reverse, or the Ten of Cups in reverse, and the Hybrids in reverse. For a number of you, it has to do with your sleeping cycle. When you're sleeping like soundly, like a baby, that's when you know, right? Breakfast is not all you're waking up for. I'm hearing that as well. Interesting. So yeah, maybe there was some relationship with your assets or something related to the earth plane that, you know, the senses, that was just, it was maybe kind of codependent as well, where you're like, oh, I don't want to have to feel like I'm waking up just for that, just for like eating the honey in the pot like that, and like eating all of the granola and all of the, I'm hearing putting my makeup on, I'm tired, I'm hearing that specifically. All right, let's clear it. Whenever you got to make a decision, possibly, Taurus, and it has to do, yeah, it's a Sun in reverse. It's possibly something that you felt you realized, but then it was like, yet again, it's like something was a little distracting is what I'm hearing, and then you kind of coming back to that. So thank you for tuning in, Taurus. Thank you for connecting to you. Let's jump into Virgo. Virgo, we said Leo, but Leo, you forgot. I hear this specifically. No, you don't want to go lie and feel like you don't feel like they're the pride of the pack now. I'm hearing specifically like maybe you're feeling someone's got a lot of Leo. Thank you, Venus, for your donation. Is that Aussie dollars? A little emoji. Do you guys choose your emojis? I feel like I've asked that so many times, but never see the reaction. I'm hearing that as well. Mother of Pentacles and the Star, yeah. So for a number of you, there's a dynamic here that's very, very difficult. It's really challenging. Three of Swords coming through, Moon in reverse. Like, this is really push-pull. Give or take. I'm hearing give in already. Ace of Cups for a number of you. You're dealing with someone who's just very difficult. Their energy is very much a challenge. And if we are to write it down and register it on the ballot as something, it would be like difficult. I'm hearing challenging. Like, they're a little bit temperamental possibly as well. You're dealing with someone's they got a temperament here that you cannot really tell as well. You never know, like, when they're going to turn around, like, bite. I'm hearing bite back as well. So it could be a little bit of a competitive energy space. We are on Virgo, Daughter of Swords, Ace of Cups, and so somebody felt like, I don't want to look into that. I don't want to look. I'm hearing that as well with the Daughter of Swords. There's maybe a little bit of this feeling of they're also resisting it, and I know that, and maybe I was pissing someone off, like, to another level. I don't know, that, like, right, it was really irritating. Down the right side of the neck, let's clear it. I'm hearing he's like a leprechaun with the devil and the Six of Pentacles. Someone also feels someone's a miser. They feel like they're super greedy. Let's clear that. So, like, he counts the donuts, but then he eats them all himself as well at the end of the day anyway. So, like, why does he even count them? Let's clear that. All right, sweet Virgo. Virgo, baby. I'm hearing, sorry, it wasn't good enough for number of you. This is someone you work with even, or it's like your counselor, it's like your trainer or something, and they just push you to that level. On one hand, maybe it's like, I'm doing you good, but then it's like, you're making me feel dirty as well. I'm hearing that, like, I think someone's like they're training for something, they got like dirt all over their outfit, their uniform, they're like I'm hearing baseball, yeah, definitely. Three of Pentacles, reverse devil, okay, let's clear it. They feel like, I'm not good enough for that. The Ace of Pentacles, let's clear it. Something like, oh, you didn't earn it. I'm hearing that as well. Let's clear that. Yeah, that's, like, not cool. I'm hearing that specifically, like, not good enough. I'm hearing that again, like, that's a lot of pressure I'm hearing ultimately. So, now, there's a crowd here in the environment, so, you know, maybe that is adding to the sense of distress, actually. Like, maybe, it's the type of thing where the teacher's kind of taunting one of the students a little bit. I'm hearing that as well, and, like, but then the student doesn't really call it out because it's like all the class is listening and like they just play along with that. But at the end of the day, that's not the score on the board, and it's not the tally that makes them feel like they want to talk to the teacher again about that as well. Just being honest here. I'm hearing there's Seven of Pentacles in reverse. If we're going to be honest, and maybe someone's parent actually does step in. Yes, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Let's clear that. Ten of Pentacles upright. I'm hearing, yeah, he like took the boat out of the storm of the ocean and said, you're not good enough. They literally cut someone out even of a classroom because they felt like this person was not cut out for it based on like the I'm hearing their feelings. What the frick? The Two of Pentacles in reverse. No judgment, but like that needs to be broadcasted as someone feels it. They're like, no, I'm gonna go to the principal about that as well. Emperor in reverse. They're like, no, you're not gonna be doing that to me or to my Mimi. I'm hearing Mimi very strongly. It's a parent with a kid. Let's ground it. It could be a spirit guide as well. Absolute devil, death card. I said the devil, yeah. Someone here is watching over someone, and they are actually going to. I'm hearing. Bring it back now, y'all. Boom, 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 boom. Is it like karma with a death card in the star? Like this is something like we're gonna. I have my shadow side too. Someone's getting this with death card in the Three of Cups. They're like, I'm gonna go back. No, don't worry. Like we're gonna make sure that they never do that again. I'm hearing that death card here at the top of the Mother Wands and the Three of Cups. Now I'm hearing letter A. I'm hearing aviation crew with the Empress. I'm hearing Aaron as well. Aries, So somebody was kind of teasing and taunting, and they're like, who is that? And so they're looking at, this could actually be an administration looking into someone's file, their folder, they're looking into their history. They're like, yeah, let's look into why the bullying is happening as well. Mother of Swords in reverse, the Empress upright. Why were you not also, I'm seeing someone was bullying someone anonymously as they felt it. So, they're like, oh, you're not going to know it's me. Like, that's good. I'm hearing gets old, doesn't it? Ace of Swords and the Sun of Wands, especially when actually, somebody here is either they got a spirit guide here, they're very intuitive, they got a lot of Scorpio in the chart possibly as well. They know the story before it's told. By even Shakespeare, maybe, the Hermit. They could be a psychoanalyst, they work with hypnotherapy, this is for a number of you. They're totally aware of what's taking place. I'm hearing that as well. To a certain degree and level, the Hermit in reverse. I'm hearing, here, come here now. They're talking to someone, they're like, calm down, it's all right, that's okay. Don't worry. I'm hearing, no, don't worry. We're going to talk to him about it tomorrow. Toilet bowl. I'm hearing that. Hangman in reverse, Four Swords upright. I'm hearing he dunked my head in toilet bowl. Let's clear that. It could be metaphorical. Someone feels like, yeah, he's putting me down. He's putting me down in front of others as well. And that's not cool. I'm hearing if you want to be a sheriff in town and like that's between me and you, like backstage, okay. maybe I'm hearing, but like in front of also all of the children, I'm hearing in front of all of also their followers, I'm hearing that's not all right with me. I'm hearing, or really them. So this could be someone talking on behalf of someone else. They're like standing up for someone. They're like, you're not going to be doing that. You're not going to be talking to them like that, and you're not going to be, walking over other people's platform heels as well. Like everyone has their place. Also in this administration, I'm hearing that specifically in this building, in this home, in this house as well. I'm hearing that the Hangman in reverse. You're not going to be telling also everyone where they ought to be. I'm hearing that at the end of the night, the Hangman in reverse. So, Virgo, possibly this is your energy space. Yeah, strength in reverse. We're going to get into Leo next. I promise. Yeah, I'm here. We're going to give them a chance to talk about this as well. This could be even like something that's going back and forth a little bit. We're on Virgo. Yeah. This is going to be going back and forth. It could even be some sort of, I'm hearing it's a council of leadership. It's like something like, maybe, there's a certain group or team who has interest in certain assets, like to be used in a certain way. And maybe that's kind of, it gets a little political. It gets a little bit testy. I'm hearing that ultimately. But for a number of you, did I say thank you for the donation to Venus? Yes, I did. All right. We said with the Aussie dollar thing, right? And the thank you emoji. Cool. Sun of Wands, yeah. So for a number of you, it got, somebody was trying to make peace with it. They were trying to make light of it. But it got to the point where they don't want to be, I'm hearing a leopard's prize, okay? They don't want to feel like they were, like, hunted and, like, they were actually made to look like a geek. I'm hearing as well in front of everyone. I'm hearing, I'm sorry, like, Sherry. I'm hearing, should you go now? I'm hearing that as well. Let's clear it. Maybe they're, like, they're bringing a number of people. Yeah. There's someone else stepping in here. Possibly. This could be the administration. I'm talking about again with the Ace of Pentacles. There's something actually, showing up, like physically. Ace of Pentacles and the Sun of Wands. Let's clear that down the left arm. There's like a patch here on someone's left arm. They got a tattoo maybe, or like a patch. I mean, it could even be like an insignia. They could be wearing an outfit, a uniform, but there's something tied very tightly to the left arm. I'm hearing, he's treating me like I'm like a loser. I'm hearing that. The Sun of Wands upright. Like, that's not nice. I'm hearing that ultimately. Ace of Pentacles. And maybe it's like, oh, but we were just teasing. No. I'm hearing, take your shaver. Shave off your eyebrows. I'm hearing, you're not even like really showing us what you feel anyways. So, they say, well, what is it when it's so funny. When like someone does their eyebrows in a certain way, that makes them look like you cannot read their emotions like on their face anymore. It's like something like that. So the emotions are like a symbol possibly of like eyebrows. So I don't know what that's alluding to. And like also highbrow. So I don't know if it's like someone's like, just, please don't also like talk to me like that. Don't get involved in my personal life like that. I'm hearing that as well. Like in front of my toddlers, I'm hearing that as well. So someone like, they feel like they're missing eyebrows, and also maybe in relation to this person a little bit. They're like, like you're not actually, you're just talking. I'm hearing that as well. Star. So don't worry. Whatever this is, Virgo, it will be absolutely taken care of. I'm hearing by your spirit guides. I'm hearing that specifically. You will have, I'm hearing 777 actually. 7 days, 7 years. I'm hearing to, I don't want to say it, but to laugh back at that, I don't know, it could be in a number of ways. It could be an aspect of your own being. You're like, I'm finally getting redemption. Like, I'm no longer at the mercy of that. And maybe for a number, you're moving out of a space, and that's it. You're done. Yeah, some swords with a star. So for a number of you, there's something that becomes clear, and maybe for a number, you want to talk to a number of people about this space, and it just, at the end of the day, like, there are people who are encouraging you, are very, very much, I'm hearing, guiding you in a certain direction that will lead to positivity, empowerment. Don't worry, I'm hearing that again, Virgo. If this is something in your environment, if this is something that you're sort of assisting someone in the space of, this is something that you're experiencing, I'm hearing you have support. I'm hearing that specifically, and it's like what goes up must come down. Right? To say it in that way, right? Okay, like whatever sort of happens, like don't fear that it will not eventually also turn itself inside out with the Two of Swords and turn itself in. I'm hearing ultimately is what takes you all Mother Swords and the Five of Swords. So for a number of you, there's something that you also got really tired. I'm hearing typing, like you didn't want to just let it go, but then you also didn't want to engage in it. So for a number of you, maybe it could be in this sort of thing where you're also passing something on to administration, like an official body of people who handle something like that, and you're like, I'm not going to be hands-on with that anymore. So let's jump into Leo here. Thank you so much for tuning in, Virgo. Enjoy this period. Anyone else? Thank you, Virgo. One second. One more note here. For a number of you, there's something that maybe you got to come forth with. Testify. It's a testimonial. It's like you got to, like, you're a witness or something. You got to give your version of the story. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Love and light to you, and let's jump into Leo. I'm hearing, are you ready? This person is pacing back and forth. They're like, I don't know. Wait a second. Maybe they're kind of going back and forth, but it's a little bit concerning actually to someone here. Maybe someone wants to have a conversation with someone and they feel like somebody's avoiding it. The Fool upright and the Father of Swords. Let's shuffle the cards, clear the energy and ground, dear Leo. Thank you all so much for connecting here to you. Thank you so much. I'm hearing also releasing with the Hermit. 5 Pentacles in reverse. Space of gratitude actually is very interesting. Somebody may be making peace with something here. Daughter of Swords. They maybe are they're realizing something. Their reactions, possibly the Hermit and the 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a history or a past that somebody's ready to move on from. They're ready to make peace with the Strength card, looking in the future. Now, what is past, what is present, what's future? Sometimes it's enough to just remember something and make of it what we do, right? To say, well, I didn't have closure in that one experience. Well, you know, it's a matter sometimes of the sheer reflection of that experience. So, Leo, you have a lot coming. It's a huge conversation for a number of you. A lot on the table in terms of a conversation. If you know, like, clearly, well, I know that I'm stepping into that domain next, and we're gonna, you know, kind of hash it out. I'm hearing that about the Lovers and the Ten of Swords. Like, well, for no reason, this could be a negotiation, but there's something that maybe you're even investing in, you're making official. Let's clear it in ground. For no reason, there's someone here who is getting on nerves, though. It's time to come out and say it. With the Son of Wands and the Son of Swords and the Daughter of Pentacles. There's some also aspect of the dynamic. Some people in a room, they're trying to negotiate something and set a contract. And, like, there's one behavioral I'm hearing adjustment that needs to be made before everyone feels like we can really move on to the next leg of the journey. And it's like, it's got to be addressed. So I'm hearing ultimate with the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. It's something that is throwing everything off. We got to be honest. Son of Wands, it's like having, like, termites, and you keep trying to rebuild the infrastructure, but you never get rid of the termites. You got to get rid of the termites. I'm hearing that with the 6 of Cups and the 3 of Swords. Okay. Now somebody's like, are you ready? Are you ready to do it? Let's go. And this person is like, I don't know. They're pacing back and forth. Strength, part of right. I'm hearing LOL. This person's kind of nervous. They're texting back and forth. They're like, I'm laughing. I'm hearing that. The Hierophant and the Emperor. Someone's like trying to calm someone down. Someone's like maybe presenting something. They're like, yeah, I wrote that. They're showing up with some kind of material to a committee of people. I'm hearing, yeah, that was my part. That's what I said, right? And they're going through the text message. I'm hearing that as well. All right, Leo. Let's pull a card for each of the days. I'm hearing distance. I need distance. I'm hearing also long distance. It's going to be something virtual. Okay. On the 27th, 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay. Yo, that's weird. I'm hearing that. With the 7 of Cups in reverse, something was not fun. Like, could we just say it? Like, it was something so disgusting, actually. I'm hearing for a number of you, like, maybe something was shocking. You're just like, oh, that's disturbing. I'm hearing that, like, specifically it was something that didn't sit right with you. It's about the 27th, 28th even. 29th, we have the Lovers. 30th, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. For no reason, something that maybe you experienced even over time. Yeah, Judgment. So I don't want to say you're putting it off, but you have the Ace of Cups in reverse, Judgment in reverse, something just didn't sit right with you, and you know that. I'm hearing that, like, specific as part of it, as part of what this whole discussion is actually about, not just what it is, but what you're doing or what you're not doing about it, or what you're saying or what you're not saying about it. So for now, you have a very strong intuition about something, but it's a matter of how it is that you are kind of complementing that with your communication abilities. I'm hearing that your communication skills, Daughter of Cups in reverse, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Now, there's a little bit of a challenge here. I'm hearing that for a number of you with the Daughter of Cups, someone here has a lot of water in the chart, very sentimental. They get really, really hung up on things. Like, they don't like it when someone doesn't feel right in the group. Kind of feel like Daughter of Cups here in reverse. How many of you know who this individual is? And do you identify it as your own energy, or do you identify it as somebody in your midst? And if so, what predominant energy is at play there, do you feel? For the Daughter of Cups is water energy. Me. Earthquake, another one. It's me. Shaking it softly with my words. Listen, someone's like, I gotta say it. I'm hearing that specifically. I'm hearing Aries as well. You do have the Emperor. It's funny because this is so spicy, and I have been drinking it from a few hours ago even, and in that one sip I tasted how spicy it was. I tasted the pepper in that right there. So for a number of you, possibly there's something that Leo, it doesn't look right. I'm hearing that as well. With the Emperor, like when you're, let me say it this way. When you're in public with this person, Strength in reverse, leading up from the Emperor, when you're in public, there's something about the behavior. It shifts, it changes. when you're at home at night with them, I'm hearing as well, the behavior shifts, it changes. That almost sounded like a firecracker. That was very startling, whatever that was. So for a number, there's some explosive ego as well here that's getting out of control with the Emperor upright and the Strength in reverse. Like, I'm hearing you never know what time he's going to be, like, you know, promising you, I'm hearing bubbles and champagne, and then, like, you know, you're going to end up having to, like, oh god, let's clear that. I'm hearing, like, his ass the next. Ew, with the devil. Alright, no judgment. Maybe this is someone's friend listening in. They're like, maybe this is actually, hold on, somebody's, like, not a friend, hold on, or they're, one second. This is maybe something that, well, for a number of you, it could be metaphorical, but, like, it's really not okay. Whatever this is with the devil in reverse and the Father Cups, I'm hearing, maybe this is someone talking about something to their friend, and they're like, yeah, this is maybe your perspective. It's like, I don't think that's normal as well. Like, for someone to treat someone like that with the Father of Cups, this is what someone's saying. So they're giving their feedback. And it's kind of like, I don't have to say it, but a little bit like kind of, there's a, not romantic side to this, but, well, it's like an idealized state. They're almost like, it's like they're in a trance with the Daughter Cups. Like, they're hypnotized. I mean, that actually with the Daughter Cups, is clear that. And the Devil in reverse, Ace of Cups, like, they don't see where things, you know, are not right. I'm hearing with a circumstance. Like, they're not even calling it out. I'm hearing that ultimately with the Daughter Cups in reverse. I'm hearing, did you realize that? Like, yeah, I realized that. So maybe this is actually someone who is meeting with a professional therapy advisor. I'm hearing that. Like, maybe they're talking about behavioral corrections and reactions, actually, ultimately with a Strength in reverse. And the Devil's in reverse. So for a number of you, though, I'm a little bit of Stockholm Syndrome with the Daughter Cups in reverse. It's like, I want to make it better. Like, someone's not seeing something, though. Maybe as someone feels it in the circumstance. Now, as someone feels it in the circumstance. Oh, yeah, Anesa. What, okay, is in the house. I'm hearing Harry very strongly here. Harry, very strongly. The Daughter Cups in reverse. Father of Pentacles reverse. Strength in reverse. Father Cups in reverse. I am hearing Ace of Pentacles, I had a dream about him the other day. Oh, wow, I remember that. Ace of Pentacles are bright. The Lovers are bright. Now, for a number, this person has also a very strong aura. They got a very strong presence, and they could actually be famous for a number of you. Maybe this is like an icon or like an image of someone here in some ways. Like, oh, that's the ideal, like, bad romance. Ooh, I'm in a bad romance. What's that song? I think that's by Lady Gaga. What's that song? In a bad romance, something like that. Devil in reverse. Yeah, but then it's like once you distance from this space, just like even for a short period of time, you're like, whoa, how did I not see that? Tower bright. This came through in the Scorpio. I think it was a Scorpio August 1st to the 15th of the month read. So feel free to tune in there. And yeah, so the World in reverse. So they felt something was possible, but then it was impossible. Like, they don't know their role in that space possibly, or the star, but, you know, somebody here has an advisor who also makes a suggestion. They might, though, also have an epiphany. This is for number 1. They have some sort of moment. I'm hearing even, like, apart from this person, and it shows the whole entire plot line. Like, it's like someone watching one scene in a movie and being so enraptured in that scene, and then they like suddenly zoom out, like they're like, okay, wait, now read the whole script. They get a handle of the whole script, and they're like, oh boy, so that's where that goes. Oh, so that's what's happening in that as well. Chariot, Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. So this is difficult possibly for Nuri because there are assets involved, maybe even children. You've got maybe even a number of people involved with the Hierophant as well popping out with the 4 of Pentacles and the, yeah, so it's something even related to property possibly, like, I'm hearing honeymoon, honeymooners, glide on, I'm hearing the moon, the Chariot, you got assets with this person, or you have some shared space. It's cleared and ground. Katarina. Sagittarius. Oh boy. Go check out that 1st to 15th of the month August reading for Sag. That was quite the Halo trip by that helicopter. Whoa. Sag. Oh, alright. So, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, a lot coming up for review. I'm smelling Well, someone's like, yeah, they got a lot on their mind as well. Devil and the Emperor. So this is something that is financially based. Like, let me say it this way. If you're in a situation where you know on a fundamental emotional level, I'm hearing the touch feels like a razor to your skin. It's gonna be, I don't know, emotional. It's like not like, well, they're touching me like in a so-called like kind way, but I don't feel like it's really like, it doesn't make me feel good. I mean, not like, like, what is your reaction, you know? Like, you know, when you meet certain people, the hair rises on your skin, like, sort of feeling, like, you can't explain it. You just, something is off, possibly. It could be something like that, where you're like, it just doesn't suit me, and I may not even have a reason for that. Now, whatever it is, though, you feel it. But then there possibly, and I don't want to say but, however, there can be this storyline that challenges your notion of also intuition in this space, like your notion of what you know, what you feel actually. So the goal is to feel. I'm hearing that ultimately with the High Priestess, feel what our intuition kind of tells us is right and is not right. You know, somebody could be famous and that doesn't mean that they're good, right? Like someone could be famous for all kinds of reasons. It's the swords in the high one. They can be totally magnetic. Does it mean that they're like, making change with I'm hearing money that they made. I'm hearing as well. Let's clear that. Fool leading out. Strength. Yeah. 6 1's like, oh, but they're so cool. Like, so they're right. It's like, I'm sorry, but I'm hearing even 11 is not the portal. I'm hearing to pain. Let's clear it. Like somebody's like, but it's healing. Listen, Leo, if you're in a situation that you feel you also lose yourself in, you feel completely like it's like a nebulous energy. You're like, I don't know, like I feel hazy. Like that is like a clear and cut sign. I mean, amazing what somebody's telling you here in Virgo, that you need distance maybe from this space. And no judgment, but maybe if you feel also challenged to make a decision in a certain space, it might be helpful to step away from it. I'm hearing ultimately for a period of time. 10 of Pentacles, right? And this could be the influence of an industry, or like it could be very competitive, and you look at the other people in this industry, you're like, oh my god, but they're doing it like that and they're doing it like that, so do I need to do that and make that change like that? And don't feel that is everything as well. Like, let's say you're experiencing something or there's a certain dynamic at play. That's not the be all end all, right? We're dealing with maybe Leo right now. We got 12 signs in the zodiac. Like, just because, let's say, also you're Leo doesn't mean that that's the only energy at play. So take it as you will. Maybe, I don't want to say like you're looking at someone, you're really looking at like one of their characteristics or the qualities that's like so impressive or whatever it may be perceived as, right? Doesn't mean that, and not to say that, okay, some good, bad, negative, neutral, but it doesn't mean that is, meaning that you should stay as well in that situation with them, or that whatever it is, or that you're not good enough in relation to the, to the rest of their after party. I'm hearing attention statement. I'm hearing the Mother of Swords. Like someone feels also not good enough for someone, and that keeps them in the loop. It keeps them hanging around. I'm hearing ultimately. Sounds a little narcissistic, but at a certain point, what I'm seeing for a number of you is it gets to the point where someone feels they feel that they realize, what do I have to lose? Let's say I step away from this space that doesn't feel right for me, right? And then I happen to take 5 days off, and I'm hearing I connect with myself, with my higher self. Then what? Right? What is the worst that could be? Okay, so really think about that. Maybe for those of you who feel like you're in a situation, general reading. Always general reading it again. This is all, you got to take it as you will, right? Your personal intuition at play. But sometimes it's helpful to detach from a space when we feel like it's chaotic and confusing. Here, I'm not trying to force it to work with the Ten of Swords and the Hierophant. Someone's like trying to impress someone. They feel like but they never give me that sense that they're proud of me. I'm hearing that as well. So good. So what is it that you feel you're seeking from this person? And the chaos. What is the value to that? I'm hearing ultimately with the Ten of Swords, and it's interesting because what we seek sometimes, right, has certain manifestations. In other words, if you go, well, I like the tension, I like the drama, so-called, but, what is that also translated as? In other words, they can say fire energy, right, is very, very, very creative, dynamic, related to leadership, right, and you can be extremely enterprising. A lot of fire in your chart, very, very, much a leader by nature. But if you're not channeling it properly, right, in some kind of way, if you're not addressing it, you're not really knowing also what satisfies you in that capacity, you could be channeling that in a way that translates as dominance, aggression. So what is it that we really want is what I'm getting here as a question with the Five Pentacles. What we come down to, what do I really actually see of myself in this situation? I feel like they don't see it in me yet. Like, you don't need approval from anyone, okay? I'm hearing that with the Strength card right over the Five Pentacles. Like, don't let anyone make you feel that you're not also good enough even to be flirting with. I'm hearing that. Like, this is something where we're talking like cat and mouse to another level. Like, no, like, you stay in the cage. Like, maybe on Monday I'll be back. Please, let's clear that. That may be something where you hear in the back of your mind, I'm hearing as well, where you feel, it could be a fear. Now, maybe someone's afraid of displeasing someone. Okay, so let's like talk about the bases before we hit the ball with that bat. You know what I mean? And say that's where we want to go with them. Okay, if we feel like they're challenging in that way to us, what is the whole game for us, and why do we want to win it actually at the end of the day? So Swords in reverse. So power plays here on the table. Strength, right, possibly. And it's all with, a reason. Whatever's coming up for review around this time, it is really hitting that high note with the full moon energy, okay? Really being brought also forth clearly. We're seeing things clearly, things that maybe we were feeling, right? Our intuition. You're starting to sort of also take leadership in relation to the space of emotion, of intuition in a new way. We're starting to see what we're feeling in a new way. So in the context, maybe in relation to our direction of action that we take on. Now, for a number of you, you're learning maybe about a certain space. You feel like you're seeing sides of a certain space. It's kind of jarring. It's kind of like you possibly are wanting to also release something. I'm in that Father Swords. Yeah, this is actually it's very interesting. I'm seeing activation of the throat chakra. So wanting to communicate. I'm seeing that is a really important sort of pivot point here, is like communication. So, in other words, it's like, I feel a certain thing, but then what do I say about what I feel? And that maybe for a number of you, in the past, you're like, well, I felt like it was just maybe something I was feeling, so did I really need to come out and talk about it? Now is like, well, why wouldn't I? I'm hearing that. And it could be you with you, right? Maybe you're starting to really take on your feelings to the next level, really start to introspect about that. Thank you for tuning in, Leo. Love and light to you. Always take it as you will. And I'll see you in your August 1st to the 15th of the month. You can access it on the playlist of the channel. And thank you for connecting to you. Let's jump into, did we do Gemini yet? I'm hearing, it's a secret. Literally sound like a duck. A little laugh there. Gemini? Gemini, are you there? Let's jump into it. Seven of Swords in reverse. Wow, okay. Right after that, Gemini, for a number of you. Somebody dealing with a Scorpio, possibly. I don't want to have to say it, but I'm hearing for another number of you, you're sort of working with a concept of passing. I'm hearing that as well with the Death card. Like maybe I'm hearing a loved one who has passed. I'm hearing that with the Death card. There's something here that's coming up for review. It's very, for a number of you, possibly challenging, troubling. It's very intense. It's very, very emotional for a number of you as well. It's triggering. A number of aspects that ultimately of your psychological state. I'm hearing your psyche. For a number of you, there's something that makes you super, like, wildly uncomfortable. There's a lot of pressure maybe in a social question. I'm hearing here with the Seven of Swords in reverse that you feel you kind of need to answer. It's like, I'm seeing you possibly feel something is also like a little off maybe in a certain environment, and you feel like, well, I gotta kind of also, I'm hearing make amends with that. Yes, make peace with that Ace of Cups and the Lovers. So for a number of you, maybe you felt something like a conversation went like in a really, really wonky way. I'm hearing that with the Six of Swords and the Death card. Two of Cups at the base of the Ace of Cups. Somebody wants to make something official. They want to make something like, they want to make it all right. Now, this came through in the Scorpio. I think it was the July to November reading. That was an eclipse reading we did, and that will translate, let's say, 6 months down the line. It may, the energy of an eclipse, incredibly powerful. So that reading was like, the title was like, somebody wants to make this wrong or right. I believe that was the title with the Death card. So for number you, could be, this might be something that's culminating around this time. You got here a major focus on the past. I'm hearing that Eight of Pentacles. Somebody maybe feels kind of like they need to turn themselves in a little bit, maybe inside out, to bring a certain aspect of their psyche. I'm hearing to the fore, like they're kind of wanting to maybe communicate something that is very, very, has become kind of obvious or clear, very troubling. Now, okay, Seven of Swords in reverse, Four of Swords upright. I'm hearing Carlisle. I'm hearing that. So real strong Carlisle. someone's having trouble getting along with someone here. I'm hearing that as well. With the Four of Swords upright, their fundamental differences. Death card looking at the Four of Swords or the Seven of Swords as well. This is like maybe a matter of like mantras, like naturally they just believe in that, I believe in this, or let's say they practice that and I practice this, or they see what I do as like not I mean taboo actually with the Death card looking at Seven of Swords reverse, and it's just maybe for whenever you're dancing on this unspoken rhythm that feels like you're both riding on roller skates on the edge of like the ridge. I'm hearing of the mountain together. Like I don't want to say that maybe you feel something is kind of there, but it's like the elephant in the room feeling a little bit. Like there, but we're not talking about it, but possibly it gets to the point where you're like, it's obviously there. And so we you know, why dance around it? I'm hearing as well. Six was just like, they're like, I'm gonna take my rollerblades off. Just gonna take them off. Just take them off right now. It's like a little bit awkward. Maybe like the feeling of an actor on stage taking the costume off in front of the whole friggin' audience kind of feeling. A little bit. But Three of Wands. I'm hearing someone start crying. Yeah. Eight of Wands. It was a whole bathroom stall moment. I'm hearing as well with the Eight of Wands and the Death card. Now, you have the 27th, again, Seven of Swords in reverse. 28th is Four of Swords upright. You have family in your environment. There are people around you. They're definitely playing some role here, possibly for a number of you in this space. For a number, you feel a little bit ostracized. I'm hearing that as well. Hopefully not, but you feel a little bit like at odds, possibly with your social environment. Now, it could be your neighborhood. I'm hearing that as well. Or like some kind of social group. Four of Swords upright. Death card upright. There's a big question of ideology here. Now, possibly, but what is ideology? It could be you. It's a matter of perception, is what I'm hearing as well with the Four of Swords. Now, you then lead into the Two of Cups. On the 30th, then you got the 31st with the Ace of Cups. 31st is the Eight of Pentacles. Somebody's like, oh my god, am I gonna really do this? They're like, they feel like, I don't know if I'm ready. Like, am I gonna really go fall through with that? Six of Wands. For whatever this is hypnotherapy. You got the Eight of Pentacles at the apex of the spread. Now, I'm hearing it feels like I'm falling off the side of a mountain is what I'm hearing. Now, we got the Six of Wands. Again, we got the Ace of Cups around the, let's say the second to third. So let's get it right. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2. The third is the Father of Swords. The fourth is the Son of Cups in reverse. Fifth is the Star. The Hangman is the sixth. The seventh is the Temperance card in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse. And the eighth. So let's clear that in the solar plexus. I'm hearing that strength coming through right there in reverse. Daughter Wands reverse, yeah. So for a number of you, you feel like you've got to clear something. Five Pentacles and the Five of Cups together coming through. Yeah, right over the Four of Swords. Like something doesn't sit right with you. And it couldn't be like some kind of, I'm hearing a mantra. It's like something like of a psychological storyline. I'm hearing that as well. This is like some kind of belief even that like a number of people like subscribe to, that you're just like, I don't see it like that. I'm here, I don't see life like that. I don't see it in that way. So why should I bleed on the line for like that cause? I'm hearing that as well. Five Pentacles, like something just also doesn't really, you feel like it's not really culminating, it's not really going anywhere. Like you maybe don't see how it may eventually translate down the line. Whoa, we split right there to the Mother of Cups and the Father of Cups. So for a number of you, I'm hearing this has to do with what you're feeling, okay, on an intuitive level, and that matching up with what you're experiencing on a physical level. So let's just take a quick little break. I'm going to tune into your comments real quick here. Judgment of the apex right there, right over the Emperor, lead out with the Devil, right over the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. So for a number of you, there's also chaos, and you feel I just gotta make a very clear decision. I gotta one second. You feel like there's something throwing you off as well. I'll go so as far as to say that. And I don't want to say you're giving up on something, but you kind of feel like I can't give, you know, myself. I'm hearing all of me was all like something that's just out of balance, and you possibly feel like, you know, I need to look after also myself is what I'm hearing. So, you know, you do what you can, but you cannot like also reveal someone else's hidden identity for them is what I'm hearing as well. Let's clear that. Yeah, Eight of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. This is a long cycle of the past that you're reviewing even, and this could be the energy space of another as well, but someone feels like I'm just not ready to like really also release that. So there's a space of healing here possibly for a number of you that you feel really guided to move in the direction of, all right, and maybe taking some downtime. Now, which side are we on? We did Cancer, we did Taurus, Capricorn, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. We're done. All right. All right, see you guys later. We done it. I'm hearing that. We done it. So, all right. Check out the 1st and 15th of the month. Those are really, again, really interesting energy wave that's coming through. And thank you guys for tuning into Ultimate Love and Light to you. And I'll see you soon. Thank you all so much for your connection here in this dimension. Take it as you will. Always, right? Heed your personal intuition. Yes, and keep grounding. It's a very, very intense time here. So, if you feel that you're tapping into the energy field of a number of other people as well, and specifically around you that are, it's just helpful to ground. So, no. And one more note before we tune out, I'm hearing I realize 10 of Cups in reverse. So there is something that maybe that is also, you feel like it's building. So thank you again for tuning in.